The 9 to 5 prison is real. Every day there are millions of people that wake up dreading their day ahead. They're sitting in cubicles, stocking shelves, answering phone calls for companies they couldn't care less about, all to make someone else rich. But you want to know what the worst part is? Many of these people are sitting on gold mines of knowledge that could set them free. And maybe one of those people is you. You have expertise in fitness, philosophy, technology, or maybe something else entirely. But what you do know is that knowledge could help others, and you know that it could be the key to your freedom. But there's a big gap between knowing something valuable and turning that knowledge into a sustainable income that could set you free. That gap is exactly what I'm going to help you close today, because today I'm going to give you the 7-step framework to escape the 9 to 5 prison by building a successful educational YouTube channel. Now look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm some YouTube guru who's made millions, because I haven't. But what I do have is an absolute obsession with YouTube that has completely taken over the last 5 years of my life. This obsession started when I was just 15 years old and I was grinding away building my first educational YouTube channel to over 8,000 subscribers during the COVID pandemic. That early success then led me to help build another educational YouTube channel from scratch to well over 300,000 subscribers. And now I'm literally living the life I've always dreamed of. I'm recording this video from my villa in Bali, working as a video editor for another YouTube channel, enjoying the good weather and the occasional surf session where, to be honest, recently I've been catching 0 waves. I don't know what's going on there. I've gone from just creating silly videos in my bedroom to literally living in paradise, all because I had an obsession with growing YouTube channels. And that's exactly why I'm making this video. My mission now is to help as many people as I can build profitable YouTube channels that allow them to design whatever life they want, all by sharing knowledge about topics they genuinely love. So if you're stuck in a job you hate, dreaming of the day you can finally escape and actually get paid for your expertise, then you're exactly who I made this video for. Before we dive into the system, I first have to share a hard truth with you. Most people who try to escape the 9 to 5 through YouTube will fail, and it's because they're trapped in what I call the hope cycle. They're creating content hoping for a breakthrough but get disappointed by low views, then they question if their knowledge is actually valuable, they repeat with decreasing enthusiasm, and then they give up on their dream. But the problem isn't your expertise. It's your approach. You're probably obsessing over camera equipment instead of audience psychology, posting whenever you feel like it instead of following a system, and creating content you want to watch, not what viewers actually want to watch. But here's the fundamental truth that changed everything for me. Building a successful educational YouTube channel isn't about what you know. It's about how you package what you know. And now it's time to go through the entire 7-step system that will help you achieve your dream life. Step 1, discovering your profitable expertise. Now, the first mistake I see most people make is that they choose a topic that's either too broad, too narrow, or something they don't actually have any experience in or don't enjoy creating content about. I literally see this all the time. Someone wants to create content about productivity because they see that it's popular, but they're not actually organized themselves, or they create content around the topic that has an audience of maybe 12 people worldwide. You need to find what the Japanese call your ikigai, which means reason for living. But I've adapted it specifically for YouTube, and now I call it your content ikigai, which is your reason for posting. And with your content ikigai, there are 4 questions you have to answer. Number 1, what do you love? Think about all the YouTube videos you can't stop watching, the books you devour, the topics that make you lose track of time. For me, this was content psychology, which was understanding how to create good thumbnails, titles, how to create engaging videos, all those sorts of things, business strategy, and lifestyle design. Number 2, what are you good at? Reflect on your skills, expertise, and the things that people naturally come to you for advice for. Maybe you're the friend that everyone asks about fitness. Maybe you understand technology in a way that makes complex things simple. Maybe you figured out productivity systems that actually work. The whole point of this is just reflecting on your own life experience. But here's where most people go wrong with this step. They think that they have to be the world's leading expert before they start, which is completely false. All you need to be is 1 to 2 steps ahead of where your viewer is. If you're a beginner who's making progress, you can teach other beginners. If you're an intermediate, you can teach beginners and intermediate. The key is just to be relatable and helpful, not to be the best. Number 3, what does the world need? Now this step is absolutely crucial. You need to identify problems or gaps in information or perspectives that are missing from current content. What questions aren't being answered? What approaches aren't being taught? Now remember, the viewer doesn't care about what you want to create. They care about what they want to watch. And if you're creating educational content, what the viewer wants is content that will help solve a problem of theirs. Number 4, what can you be paid for? Just research monetization opportunities that are related to your knowledge area. Go and have a look at how other YouTubers are monetizing their channels. All you have to understand is that people will pay if you can help solve a problem of theirs. And now, once you've answered these 4 questions, the goal now is to be creating content that aligns with all 4 of these questions. This is your content ikigai. Step 2, finding your viewers. Now, as I said earlier, the viewer doesn't care about what videos you want to create. They care about what videos they want to watch. This is the mistake most creators make and why their channel doesn't grow. So what you need to do is find your ideal viewer. What keeps them up at night? For my audience, which is people stuck in jobs they hate, this might be the Sunday night anxiety, or the feeling like they're wasting their life, or seeing their friends seem successful in their 9-to-5s while they're staying miserable. But my audience also feels like they are destined for more, but just don't know how to achieve it. And then my goal with these videos is to help them achieve it. What are they actively searching for? Again, for my audience, they're probably searching something like how to start a YouTube channel, or passive income ideas, or how to live a more fulfilling life. These searches tell you exactly what content to create. What have they already tried that failed? For me, maybe they've tried drop shipping, affiliate marketing, or most likely they've probably started a YouTube channel in the past but got 12 views on a couple videos and just gave up. Understanding their past failures helps you position your solution better. What transformation do they want? My audience doesn't just want money. They want freedom, they want respect, they want the ability to work on whatever they want and be their own boss. What I want you to realize is that your goal shouldn't be to create content for everyone, because when you create content for everyone, you're creating content for no one. Your goal needs to be to create content that makes your ideal viewer go, wow, this person gets me. Step 3, building your knowledge empire. Random videos don't build channels. Intentional content structures do. You need what I call the knowledge pyramid, and this involves creating 3 different types of content. Problem-solving content. These are your how-to videos that solve problems. And for me, this could be something like how to start an educational YouTube channel. Or if we look at one of my recent ones, I analyzed hundreds of thumbnails. This is what works. This content is about providing actionable advice that the viewer can take away and immediately implement. Perspective content. This is the content that separates you from every other creator in your space, because these videos show your unique standpoint. Instead of just teaching how to do something, you're explaining why your way is different and maybe even better. For example, my video on why posting what you love doesn't work, that would be perspective content for me. Premium content. This is your most specific, advanced content that naturally leads to your monetization methods. These videos should hint at what working from you or buying something from you would be like, and it should also make the viewer think, wow, if this content is free, imagine what the paid content is like. Now, a good channel that I would take some inspiration from would be a channel called James Smith. And with James Smith's channel, I can clearly see these 3 different types of content. We can see his how-to content here, a video he did 7 days ago, the laziest way to make money in 2025, so showing people a clear how to make money video. We can see his most recent video was a perspective content, why starting new socials could be the new business meta. And another one, if we scroll a bit further down here, this amazing business has a massive problem. Again, this is all perspective content and things that he thinks. And then we can also see his premium content, like this video, I constructively critiqued some bad marketing, where in the video he basically goes through a few of his clients' different businesses and breaks down where they can be making improvements, which is great because it shows what working with him would be like. Again, we've got another one down here. I gave 3 random businesses marketing cheat codes. You can clearly see these 3 different types of content. And another example of someone who's creating these 3 different types of content on a much bigger scale would be someone like Dan Coe. So if we have a look at some of his recent videos, we can see he's got his problem-solving content with this video here, how to build a better personal personal brand than 99% of people. And then with this video here, the future of work, this is perspective content and his opinion on what the future of work will look like with AI. And then we've also got an example of his premium content here, how to learn anything 10 times faster than anyone with AI, where he's plugging his software Cortex for you to buy. So that's an example of someone who's done it on a much bigger scale. Danco has over 1 million subscribers. Step 4, YouTube production minimalism. You don't need fancy equipment or complex editing or perfect production to succeed. You just need consistency, and complexity is the enemy of consistency. So here's my minimalist YouTube setup. A smartphone with a decent camera, the one in your pocket right now or the one you're watching this video on will be good enough. A simple lapel mic for clear audio, which you can buy off Amazon for $20 or $30. Natural window light or basic ring light, again this will be $40 maximum. And a simple background, maybe a bookshelf, a plain wall, or natural lighting. That's literally all you need. I mean, look at what I use for a side light. It's literally a torch. Oh, no, I just need to put it back. And for editing your videos, instead of spending 10 hours or 20 hours editing a 20-minute video, I want you to follow this system. Script your videos with clear sections to save editing time, use minimal B-roll, use simple text overlays for emphasis, and just use one primary camera angle with the occasional zoom for variety. The first ever video on my other channel that went semi-viral for me and got over 45,000 views was absolutely terrible by professional standards. The lighting was bad, the setup was super simple, the graphics that I used were not very good, but the content was helpful, and that's what matters. Viewers will forgive average production if your value is exceptional. Step 5, YouTube consistency engine. Consistency has nothing to do with motivation or willpower. It's all about systems, and the creators that will succeed aren't necessarily the most talented, they're just the most systematic. Most people fail at consistency because they rely on inspiration and they wait until they feel like it to create content, which is like waiting until you feel like it to go to work. The reality is this isn't sustainable, and a lot of the time you're not going to feel like creating content because the reality is creating content is hard. So here's the system I want you to follow. The content calendar system. Just choose a realistic upload frequency, and for most people just starting out, weekly is fine. Don't try and post daily if you've never maintained a weekly schedule. That's like trying to run a marathon when you can't even run a mile. And schedule releases for the same day and time. Your audience needs to know when you post content. For me, I post every Sunday at 7 p.m. My audience knows this, YouTube knows this, and the algorithm rewards this predictability. And just create a simple spreadsheet where you can track your video ideas, their status, and release dates. And if you're interested, I do have a free Notion template that will be linked in the description below, which can help out with all this. The 3x3 batching method. This can be an absolute game changer if you're short on time. Now, instead of creating one video at a time, you're going to batch process your work. All I want you to do is just block 3 days per fortnight for YouTube work. And if you're saying you don't have 3 days free to create YouTube videos, well, then I can't really help you. Day 1. Research and script 3 videos. This may take about 6 to 7 hours in total. Then day 2, film all 3 videos back to back. Again, this might take 4 to 5 hours. And then day 3, edit all 3 videos, spending no longer than 8 hours altogether. Again, just keep the edits super simple. When you're just starting out, you need to be focusing on the volume of uploads, not the quality of them. This gives you 6 videos per month from only 6 days of work, and then you can compare this to the people that are posting weekly but working 7 days a week. They're going to burn out in no time compared to you. The daily ideas habit. The idea is the foundation of your video, and if it's not a good one, well, the whole video will fail, which is why you need to be spending time brainstorming video ideas. So here's what I want you to do. Create a notes page on your phone and commit to adding at least 3 new video ideas every single day. Even if an idea seems terrible, just write it down, because over time you'll find it easier to generate ideas, and then you'll start to recognize which ideas have the most potential. Then when it comes time to creating your video, you'll have a whole bunch to pick from, and you can pick the best one to execute on. The reality is, for every good idea, there'll probably be at least 50 bad ones. The key is just to keep the ideas flowing. Step 6, YouTube monetization mapping. Most creators make the mistake of relying solely on AdSense revenue, and there's a big problem with this. 1, you're relying entirely on your videos to go viral for the sustainability of your income, which isn't a pleasant way to live, and it's the wrong mindset to have when you want to create useful content. 2, AdSense can be very volatile, so you're unable to predict how much you will make each month. 3, it takes a lot longer to achieve a sustainable income when you rely on AdSense because it requires having a big audience, so you need to be getting lots of views. For example, if you're getting paid around $10 per 1,000 views, which is still very much on the high end, it means you need to be getting 500,000 views per month to be making $5,000 a month. But I've seen creators with less than 5,000 subscribers making well over $5,000 a month, all because they've diversified their revenue streams intelligently. So here's the revenue blueprint I want you to follow. Months 0 to 3. Foundation building. For these first 3 months, I want you to focus entirely on content quality and audience growth. The goal here should just to be upload as many videos as possible and to improve something on every upload. Months 3 to 9, knowledge products. Now it's time to start making money from your channel. All I want you to do is develop simple digital products based on audience questions and pain points. Just start with something basic. This could be something like a $27 Notion template or a $47 course based around your core topic. But most importantly, price it according to transformation value, not the time you invested in creating it. For example, a simple Notion template that took you a couple of hours to make but completely transforms your viewers' organization and productivity is way more valuable than a 50-page ebook on the history of creativity that took you weeks to write. Yeah, the ebook might be interesting, but the reality is the viewer doesn't care enough to exchange their money that they worked hard for that product. But they are willing to exchange their money for a product that can improve their lives. Once you understand this mindset shift, it is a complete game changer. And then all I want you to do is promote these products naturally in your content. Don't create dedicated sales videos, just integrate them naturally when relevant and add links in your descriptions. For me, I sell 2 different products right now. My 50 viral thumbnail breakdowns product, which is where I analyzed 50 viral thumbnails, and it's basically an accumulation of all my notes on all these different thumbnails and why they make people click. And then I also sell Roast My Channel. Months 9 plus, scaling and optimization. Now, there are 2 different approaches I would take from here. 1, build membership or community offerings targeted at around $20 to $50 a month. Or 2, create premium coaching or consultation services, which will be around $200 to $500 plus per session. Your goal shouldn't be to become the next Mr. Beast. It should be to build a business that gives you the freedom that you're seeking. And well, that moves us perfectly onto the final step. Step 7, YouTube freedom optimization. This is a step that most creators never reach because they build YouTube channels that enslave them rather than free them. If you end up creating a channel that traps you in a new 9 to 5, you've completely missed the point. You didn't escape corporate slavery just to be a content slave. And well, you'd be surprised how often this happens. So here's how to build freedom into your YouTube business from the start. And it's a process I got from Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Work Week. Step 1, determine your ideal life. List 3 to 5 things you want to have, be, and do. And then you want to pick the 4 to 5 things that excite you the most. Step 2, price your dreams. Break down how much each dream costs per month. For have, research the monthly cost or financing. For be, estimate training or lessons. For do, calculate your travel, lodging, food, whatever this may be. And then add this all up to get your dream costs per month. Step 3, add basic living expenses. Calculate how much you need each month to cover your rent or mortgage, your food, your bills, your insurance, everything that you need to live. And then step 4, find your freedom number. I want you to add your monthly dream costs to your living expenses. This is your freedom income number. This is the minimum monthly income you need to live your dream lifestyle. For most people, this is probably somewhere around $3,000 to $5,000 a month. And if you live in Bali like me, this can be even less. And then that's everything. This is the 7-step system you need to achieve your dream life. The 9 to 5 does have an escape route and it runs straight through YouTube. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.